All right, welcome everyone to our third in the series of 8 classes. We are super excited for this night's class because we have a ton of really great information to bring you. I'm actually working on muting people as I'm talking. We have so much information to bring you. We expect this class to take 1 hour, if not maybe a little bit less if we get going tonight. And I think that you're gonna go away with a ton of information tonight, actually. So if you have your pen and paper, feel free to make sure you jot some notes down. And Christy, if you want to introduce yourself for anybody that's new and go ahead and kick it off, I'm gonna go ahead and start the screen sharing.
Thank you, Emily. Hey, everybody. Nice to see so many familiar faces, and certainly welcome. If you haven't been to one of our classes before, we're super excited to have you. My name's Christy Robbins, and I live in Boise, Idaho with my husband, Sean, and my 2 boys, Emery and Mason, 2 tween teenagers coming up. I have been using essential oils since 2012. Funny enough, Emily, my co-teacher tonight, is the one that introduced me to essential oils. And we found we were struggling with a few things that we really weren't able to find solutions for in the modern medicine area. And so essential oils just became a really, really important part of how we care for ourselves every day, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So wherever your journey is, whether you're just starting with oils or whether you've been using oils for years, you certainly have a place in our community, and we love questions, we love comments. And let's talk about comments real quick. There is a chat option in Zoom, and you might be seeing a few people coming on and commenting already. But if we could head into the chat, and if you could just say hello, just introduce yourself with your name and where you're coming from, that would be great. And I'm going to do that too myself. It's always fun to see where everybody's coming from, because I think we have people from all over the country with us tonight. So, hey Cass, welcome. Chloe is coming from Austin, Michelle, Tucson, Dar is in South Dakota, and Megan's coming from Star Prairie, Wisconsin, Shelly in Portland. Hey Shelly. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, Kim from Portland. We have so many people on this call tonight. I love this. Monica from Wisconsin, Barb coming from Wisconsin. Shout out to my Wisconsin crew. I'm actually from Wisconsin and came out to the West a few years ago. So hey to everybody. Okay, awesome. All right, let's see here. What else do we need to cover? Also, at the end of this class, we're gonna be, I'm gonna do better this time. I'm gonna put a link in the chat like 5 minutes before class close while we're answering questions. So we're gonna want you to fill out that attendance form, because once you have attended all 8 classes, we're gonna send you a free gift of a diffuser and an oil. So just make sure you fill out that attendance form. And here's the good news, like Emily said, this is the 3rd class in our continuing education series. But this is going to be like an 8-week rotation. So if you missed the 1st and the 2nd classes, do not worry. You can just catch them. You can just catch them on the next rotation. Okay. Also, if you know somebody that enrolled with doTERRA, with somebody like myself or Emily, or perhaps you enrolled somebody with a doTERRA membership and you don't see them on this call, they are 100% invited. So we want to make sure we can get as many people on this call as possible. So if you have any questions about that, just reach out to the person that enrolled you, and we will make sure they can start attending these classes as well. And so one thing I just want to say is that these continuing education classes is, I think, the biggest perk of having a doTERRA membership, right? Besides your 25% off discount on your products and oils, and as well as earning points through the loyalty reward program. This continuing education series helps you really get close and in touch with the products you're buying and you're using every day. So we really hope you find this helpful. And when we send out the survey, there is an option to submit some comments if you have anything else that you'd love to see from us. So Emily, is there anything else? Did I miss anything? Or are we good?
I think you covered it.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right, so my name is Emily, in case I haven't met you, but as you may have attended a couple of these before, or one or two, we are all part of the same doTERRA community. It's one of the things that we really, truly love most about this company and our work is that we really are a family and we really are a community. And whether you know me or not, or I know you or not yet, we are really connected. And that's just such a beautiful way to feel just a really neat alignment and energy flow between everyone on the call. And as we're using our oils, we are truly connected in so many deep and resounding ways to so many people. So I'm a holistic health coach. I also live in Portland, Oregon, and I have a couple of kids. And I would say, I mean, I can speak for Christy and myself both. I think that we both started using essential oils because of an interest in toxin-free living. And I know that's why you're also here on the call as well. And so some of these things that we're going to share with you tonight were some of our early steps in this process of moving toward toxin-free living, which then has morphed into so many different ways because we can use the oils for so many different things, which is the beauty of this 8-week course. And we're going to take you through this whole flow. You know, from like last week, we covered nutrition and supplements. That was a super meaty class. The week before it was I have my oils, now what? So there's so much to unpeel, and we're just so grateful that you're along for the ride. So also, I'm going to try and mute whoever just hopped on. Okay, gotcha. So manning the technology while I'm speaking. So yeah, we love this conversation about toxin-free living. It's exactly why we do this whole thing. So this slide I'm going to start with, I'm going to show you has some words on it, but it's the only one that really does. So, but I do want to read it to you because there are 2 areas in your home where you're going to find the most toxins, okay? Your household products and your personal care products. So let me read this small print to you in case you can't see it very clearly. While some companies make products that are safe, I gotta move, there we go, that are safe to eat, other companies choose to use known carcinogens or developmental toxins like coal tar and lead acetate. When risky chemicals are used in cosmetics, the stakes are high, so high, our health is at serious risk. These are not trace contaminants like those found in part per million or even part per billion levels in food and water. These are actually the base ingredients of the products we're using, just as flour is the base ingredient of things like bread, right? These chemicals are found in percent levels in personal care products. Nearly all easily penetrate through the skin and right into our bloodstream. And some of them we even ingest directly from our lips or, you know, our mouth, our hands, goes right into our mucous membranes and again right into our mouth. So the thing that is important to me here is that when you look at these things, these are the ones that you use every single day. We're going to be talking about common household products and common personal care products. And I've said this before, it's not like the 2 times a year when you spray paint a chair. I actually just did this last week to a couple Adirondack chairs. Oops, let me find someone and hit mute on them. Just a moment. Oops, sometimes I can't find them. So if you are not muted, would you please mute yourself so we don't have as much background noise? Thank you. Okay, so it's not like when you are spray painting a chair outside, right? And you know you're exposing yourselves to chemicals. I did wear a mask. Thankfully, we have masks all over right now. But I also knew that I was still getting probably a lot of those contaminants into my body from breathing them in. So the people in your house brush their teeth, they wash their hands, they wash their bodies every single day. And in my house, we're cleaning something every single day, pretty much constantly. It's usually in the kitchen, in the bathrooms probably too. I'm the type of person that cleans my toilet just about every single day. I like to have a tidy, neat home, and I bet there are others on the call that are just like me. So it's the only way I know how to stay on top of that is either cleaning every day or having my kids clean every day, which is what I've been working toward too. So whatever compound or solution I'm using to clean my toilet is in the air of my bathroom every day. And that means we're breathing it in. We're inhaling that smell when we walk in there. That is what is in the air and in the water, and every single thing that you spray goes into the air and then goes right into our lungs. It's as simple as that. It is that simple. So now when I'm walking around the block for a walk, I will often, do you ever smell, it took me a couple years, I think, to get to this point after getting rid of the toxins in my home, where now I can actually walk from house to house and I'll smell what they're using often. I'll be like, oh, they're washing their laundry right now, or they're running a load in their dryer, because I can smell the really strong chemicals and synthetics that they're using to clean their homes or wash their clothing. I can pick it out, and it has become really even more overwhelming to me because I don't have all of these products in my home anymore. So over time, if you're using the products you've always used because maybe your family used them, or maybe it's the cheapest thing you've found and you just stuck with it, this is really a call today to look twice at what is in your house. And we're going to teach you how to do that. Because if you are using toxic products, you are actually, and you are really trying to have a healthy life, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect in between those two things. So that's what I really stumbled onto early, was that I knew things were in my products that I didn't know, that I didn't understand or know what they were. I also heard a long time ago that a lot of other countries around the world don't allow a good number, like thousands and thousands of chemicals that we do allow here in the United States. Europe, even Canada, they have outlawed so many of the chemicals that here, because of lobbyists and government decisions, lots of companies continue to put into these products. So I was stuck on one side of the coin early on of ditching a lot of the toxins in my house when my kids were really little, and I was using things like baking soda and white vinegar to clean, and I still use those products for sure, apple cider vinegar too, but I didn't really love DIYing every single thing, right? It was kind of overwhelming. And also they weren't smelling very good. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't really love the smell of white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. It's not one of the things that makes me happy. So I really did want my house to smell clean and inviting. And if you ask me, one of the biggest reasons that people don't make the switch is because of cost. So that was kind of another thing that was holding me back. And we're going to talk about cost and how you can really stretch your pennies a lot farther than you think you can with a lot of these products. And we're going to share with you how. So let's talk about some of the specific swaps that you can make, because if there's ever been a time for us to talk about what we need to make our homes healthy, I know, it is right now. It's right now. We want to be as healthy as we can. So for most of us, we are at home a lot right now, and it's a great time to take stock of some of your routines. And I left this slide on way too long, Christy, but you can just go with it if that's okay.
No, it's fine. Okay, so we're going to start with personal products. And this is an area where, unlike cleaning products, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, personal products are, if you ever look at the label, it's not as easy to see what ingredients are in your personal products. So, and also some of those ingredients are really hard to understand. And another thing too is you're not going to see a lot of like poison control warnings on those products, but they should definitely have them. So personal products are ones that I started and I think Emily did this too, we both start, you know, when you're on that road to removing toxins from your life, you start Googling a lot of the ingredients and researching, right? And that can be a really, really scary thing. So, and I would say that this is also one of the main reasons why doTERRA became such a big part of our life, is that doTERRA has done a lot of this work for us. And so one of the ingredients that I spent a lot of time researching was fluoride. So I am a firm believer in removing fluoride from our toothpaste, and that's exactly what doTERRA did. So early on, I would say, I don't know, Emily, maybe like even 10 years ago, like it was difficult to find a fluoride-free toothpaste. I don't know if any of you guys were also in that boat. And so I started researching like alternatives that I could find at the grocery store, couldn't find anything. And so you just kind of use like what you can find, right? Whatever you have at your fingertips. And so through my research of fluoride, I was really shocked to find that the American Cancer Society had actually came out with an article about the risks of fluoride and what it does to our body. And, you know, too much can cause fluorosis. Too much in the body can cause things like cancer. It can cause stiffness in the joints and the muscles, and it can be really hard on the skeletal system. And right, so that should be a red flag. Like maybe that's something we shouldn't be using. So maybe we need to find an alternative to that. And I don't know about you guys, I don't know, not in every city or town, but some cities work hard to filter out fluoride in their water. And I know there's been a lot of debate on that. So this is definitely a personal choice and something you should look into. But if you are on that train, like I don't want to have fluoride in my toothpaste, I don't want to be putting that in my body, then you guys should definitely give the doTERRA On Guard toothpaste a chance. It's really great for our body. It's delicious. It tastes really good. It's got like a cinnamony flavor to it. And it's also just excellent for oral care. So I know that I think Emily probably has more personal testimonials from the doTERRA toothpaste, because I believe her dentist actually recommends it and uses it on a regular basis. Is that right, Emily?
Yeah, it is. And it's interesting because she doesn't allow like any sugar in her home or in her practice, and won't bring in any product that has sugar in it because of how bad that is and she's a holistic dentist, by the way. She loves this product, loves clove. It's one of the ingredients in the On Guard blend, as you guys probably know, but loves clove so much. And also, of course, On Guard blend itself. But yeah, she's a big proponent of the toothpaste, and also the mouthwash, which I actually brought up because she loves the mouthwash a ton too. So the mouthwash on the market is really toxic stuff. So
absolutely. Yeah. And I was just going to say too, that if you're sitting here and you're like, well, you know, I have gum issues, or I have issues with my teeth, do know that this toothpaste has been known to really help combat those issues. Even like bad breath, like no shame in that. Some of us just have bad breath. And so it's really helpful with that too. So, or sensitive teeth, anything like that. It's definitely worth a try. It's actually what our entire family uses, including my teens, and we also use the mouthwash. So like I said, it's got a cinnamon taste, great aftertaste, and it actually has a natural enzyme in it that helps balance the pH in your mouth. So that is what helps with the tooth decay or gum decay, that sort of thing. And the other thing too is if you do have traditional mouthwash in your home, if you look at it, it's usually like a neon bright color. Just so you guys know, that is not natural, okay? That's usually like a dye, like a yellow 40 or a red 40. that type of thing. So that is like a clear red flag, like, yeah, this might contain some things that aren't so great for my body. So this is a really, really easy swap, you guys. It also comes in sample sizes. So if you're not ready to take the plunge with a big bottle, you can order smaller sample sizes. And yeah, super easy swap. No regrets here. We've been really, really happy with this. So
yeah, does anybody use the On Guard toothpaste? Make sure you mention it in the chat. I will say that I used to have severe sensitivity with my teeth, and I had to use Crest sensitive, and then I tried Colgate sensitive, I tried Sensodyne, and I got to a point where I needed to purchase special sensitive teeth toothpaste from my dentist. This is years ago now. This is before I started using doTERRA's products. And I had to put that all over my gums, my gums and teeth, because my teeth were so sensitive. And then what happened for me is that I started getting weird sensitization in my lips. And they started after I would brush my teeth every time with one of these sensitive products, the Sensodyne sensitive products or Crest or whatever it was. My lips would start swelling up and they would be really painful. And I figured out that I had built up a sensitivity to the mint in the toothpaste that I was using, which I then, through a series of tracking all this down, figured out that it was actually synthetic mint. So it was a chemical that was minty that was causing a sensitivity in my mouth. And what I now believe, this is a belief I hold, is that those sensitive toothpaste that we rely on because we think we have sensitive teeth, they actually make our teeth more sensitive. Because about 5 or 6 years ago, when I started using the On Guard, just the On Guard toothpaste, morning and night, just like I regularly did, all of that sensitivity has gone away. Not joking at all. I have no sensitive teeth anymore. And I'm 43 now. And so in my late 20s and 30s, I thought I had sensitive teeth for years. And I actually don't anymore. And the only thing that's changed is the On Guard toothpaste. So if you haven't given this a try, I really encourage you to, and I want you to know that you'll notice a difference. It does not have all the foaming agent and foaming action that you're used to with Colgate or all the other ones. Those are actually toxic. Those are fillers, and they actually don't clean your teeth. That's not a cleaning action that's happening from the foaming cleanser. That's just a filler to make you think it's cleaning. Just like dish soap, it bubbles and bubbles, and that doesn't show that it's cleaning our dishes. It's actually just a connection that we have in our mind between what's clean is also foamy and bubbly, and those are just carcinogenic fillers. So beware. I'm a big believer in the On Guard toothpaste. I hope you guys all try it. Okay, I'm also a huge believer in our deodorant, and I actually brought 2 of mine up here. These were an early swap that I had to make too, because, and I'm going off my script a little bit, I have some notes that I want to share with you guys. But one of the things that they have been able to show is that in breast cancer tissue, they actually find aluminum. And aluminum is in our deodorants. And where do we apply that? Right where our lymph nodes are, right above our breasts in women. And so now when women get breast cancer and they look at that tissue, they find aluminum in that. That's coming from our deodorant and what we're putting right under our armpits. So here's the thing. This is also something that you use every day, right? Sometimes twice a day. And when I read the label on my deodorant from doTERRA, this was like a total win-win, okay? So that aluminum zirconium intake on our lymph nodes and on our skin every single day is highly toxic. So is the antiperspirant. So one of the things that you should know about natural deodorant is that it is not an antiperspirant. It's really important for us to perspire, it's actually a detox pathway. And I've talked a lot about detox pathways in our previous classes. And so important to keep those open and not clogged up. And when we're using an antiperspirant, it keeps that, all those toxins, it prevents them from excreting and releasing from our bodies. So a deodorant is what we want, right? And doTERRA's deodorant is, again, not an antiperspirant. So you will notice if you're new to natural deodorant that you will sweat. I'm here to tell you, you actually can get used to it. It might take a couple weeks. You'll kind of notice that you sweat a little bit more than you do if you're using like Dove or, whatever deodorant brand you're used to using. But as a woman to woman, I do want to encourage you to do what you can to get used to that sensation. Also, there is baking soda in these, and baking soda is going to be a really great protection against a lot of sweating. So they do have some ingredients in here that will help minimize and mitigate a lot of sweating, but just so you know, it's not a full-on antiperspirant. But it does help us avoid the heavy metals that are going right into our bloodstream. So with doTERRA's deodorant, if you guys are familiar with Skin Deep or the Environmental Working Group, this actually rates as a 1 on Skin Deep. And that is actually the best that you can get. And all of their ratings is 1. That just means it's very clean. It's very pure. It's been tested, every ingredient in it has been tested, and it rates as a 1. So it's as clean as you can get in terms of deodorants. So they have actually 3, kind of 4 versions. They have Balance. This is one of my favorite oil blends already. It's unisex, and so it can be used. My husband uses it. My kids can use it, I can use it, and it smells amazing. I also love just putting Balance on my body anywhere and everywhere. They also have Douglas Fir and Orange, and then they have Citrus Bliss. The Douglas Fir is actually what is considered what they call a gentle formula. So I know I do talk to people sometimes that are allergic to baking soda. So they've actually removed the baking soda from the Douglas Fir option. So it's baking soda free, which is really awesome. I know a lot of people that are like, yes, thank you so much, doTERRA, you're amazing for doing that. So the other thing I'll add is Citrus Bloom. If you guys are a fan of the Citrus Bloom blend that is available right now, short term as limited time only, there's only a few of these left. They're almost completely sold out. So as the time of this recording, and if you want to try the Citrus Bloom deodorant, you probably want to go place an order for it tonight, and any of the other Citrus Bloom products that are available right now. Yeah, anything anyone wants to add about the deodorant? I know we have some fans of it on here too. And I can't see the chat, so yeah.
Well, all I wanted to add was real quick is I put it in the chat, and I think that having the opportunity to start our kids really early on natural products is key, you guys, because they don't know any different, right? But you're introducing them to a really healthy, wonderful product. So my boys, by default, have always used the doTERRA products, and they love the deodorant, and they do not have any major body odor issues in their teens. And so this deodorant has been really great. So I just think of all the things we're talking about tonight. It's such a gift to be able to share these things with the young people in your life at an early age.
Absolutely. And it's kind of interesting that, I think a lot of us started deodorant around 10, 11, 12, 13. And back then, I know we've talked about before, like, you don't even learn to know your own scent, your own human aroma, right? Because you just like cover it up, and you start putting on all the perfumes and all the scent, coverings, and you kind of lose that sense of being human. And not that we necessarily all want to smell our own scent all the time, but what we can learn is that it's not bad when you're actually allowing your body to do what it needs to do and to flush out those toxins. You keep your toxins in your body, guess what? You're going to smell bad. But if you do allow them to flush out and leave, you're actually going to smell, you're going to smell human. You're going to smell great, and you'll have some balance to help along with that.
All right, so next we're going to talk shampoo and conditioner. So this is something you put on your hair probably every single day. So my question is what is currently in your shampoo? Is anyone familiar with like every ingredient that's in their shampoo, right? And what are you using, you know, what is in that shampoo? What are you using every day to clean your hair? It's like a big question, right? Because some of us maybe haven't thought about it before, but chances are if you start looking at the labels, you will see something called sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS. And it is something that doTERRA will never ever put in their products. So I get asked this question a lot, which is sulfate in their products? And it's actually a sudsing agent. So like Emily was saying a little bit earlier, it's a I can't say the word, sudsing agent, and it's also a known carcinogen, okay? So it's very hard on the body, and it's not a good thing. You don't want that in your body, and it can do many harmful things, but we're not going to get into all those tonight. But basically, shampoos can be a chemical storm because of their fragrance. So it's really, really key in understanding this is really key in understanding the toxicity in the home, because if you're using something that has a very strong smell, it is usually artificial, and it's definitely time to ditch it, okay? So anything that you have in your home that smells that strongly, like Emily was saying, like how she could smell the people running things through their dryer, like dryer sheets, that sort of stuff. So if it smells really that strong, it's usually made in a lab, and it's not from plants. It's not essential oils. It's definitely something that is hard on your endocrine system, and it's hard on the body, and it is the most toxic part of your product, okay? So make sure if you're currently using shampoos, you're gonna want to read the ingredient label if it has an ingredient label on it, okay? But if you see something like the ingredient label says something like fragrance, you know, typically we're like, oh yeah, fragrance. We know what that is, right? Because fragrance is in so many things. So it's familiar, and we typically just breeze on by, right? Like, here's some garbage bags that are fragranced with citrus, or here's garbage bags that are fragranced with rose, right? We breeze on by because there is so much fragrance in all of our products. When in fact, fragrance is really one of the things that you want to look out for. And there is no way of labeling the toxicity of that fragrance, even on like your most expensive salon grade shampoos and conditioners. And so I just want to reiterate that doTERRA shampoos and conditioners will never contain that SLS I was talking about, or SLES, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, okay? And in the next slide, Emily's gonna go through the complete list of all the chemicals that doTERRA says no to. So if you have other questions about other chemicals, we're gonna touch on that in just a minute. So there are a lot of ingredients that you will find in standard shampoos and conditioners that you will not find in the doTERRA shampoo and conditioners. So these, I don't know if any of you guys are currently using the doTERRA shampoo and conditioners. I actually switched our entire home over to these just like 4 months ago. So I'm fairly new to using them too, but they are all infused with the essential oils that probably brought us to doTERRA to begin with. So they smell great, right? We know that they have these amazing chemical medicinal properties that are good for our bodies. And the good news is your hair, I promise you, will still smell really nice. And, you know, despite it being natural, right, you still end up with this really, really great salon grade product. And another way I just want to mention real quick is, Have any of you guys used essential oils in your hair, just trying it out? So that's one of the things I like to do. So like I have a bottle of peppermint here, and you can just take like a couple drops like this, and then you can just rub it through like the tips of your hair, right? So if you're feeling stuffy, you could use some Breathe. If you're feeling like you want to brighten things up, you could use Wild Orange or Citrus Bliss. But I just wanted to throw in that tip really quick, because I'm not sure how many people actually do this, but it's a really fun way just to kind of diffuse your oils throughout the day.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that, because I have two favorites that I love bringing through my hair. One of them is sandalwood. I love sandalwood, just like, pull through my hair. And the other one is Whisper. I love Whisper in my hair. So it's really beautiful. It's lovely. And those are two oils that stick around for a long time too. So, and I don't think we covered the great serum that doTERRA makes as well. My daughter uses this. I can't remember offhand what it's called. What is it called? Who knows? Somebody can chime in the chat maybe. But the serum is really great as like a diffuser, or taking away some of the frizzies in your hair, making it kind of shiny as well. So yeah, these are popular popular hair care products, definitely. Okay, so I want to talk about doTERRA's skincare. I want to talk about their skincare line called Virage, but it's worth noting, I didn't put it on the screen, that there are 3 actually skincare lines that doTERRA has. The first one is called HD Clear. So that one is for troubled skin, anyone that has acne or blemishes or rosacea. I'm just calling those out because my daughter is 13. She's getting little pimples. I have her using the full HD Clear line. It's a face wash, a moisturizer, and then like a little spot roller for like little pimples that you get. But also my husband has rosacea, and he lives by the HD Clear line for his rosacea, and has for a number of years. And he has done all kinds of eliminating different foods from his diets to see what triggers his rosacea. And for probably 3 or 4 years now, the only thing that keeps his rosacea at bay is the HD Clear line. So if you have anyone in your family that has trouble skin, I really want to encourage you for that. The second one is the Essential Skincare line. That is for more aging skin. It's a little more science-based. It is really into the anti-aging and the wrinkles and the collagen boosting. And then the one and I love that line. I should say that. I completely love that line so much. But the one that's right in the middle, and that is the Virage system. So let me get to the different parts and pieces in a minute. But yeah, I do want to reiterate what Christy was saying. There are a number of things doTERRA has sworn that they will never include in their products when they're formulating anything, their skincare as well as other products. And they are artificial colors, DEA, which I can't pronounce very well, but it's diethylamiine or something close, formaldehyde donors, parabens, phthalates, propylene glycol, sodium lauryl sulfate, which is SLES that Christy talked about, SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, toluene, and TEA. I mean, some of these big chemical words are huge and hard to pronounce, and that's usually a good sign that we shouldn't be using them. If you see on an ingredient list on your label that you can't pronounce, chances are it's synthetic and it's not good for you. So you want to avoid it. They also have sworn against animal testing in their products. So thank you, doTERRA, for that. So this line right here, the Virage, is their completely plant-based line. It is really pretty much as clean as you can get when it comes to a skincare line. So if you're looking to really reduce the toxins on your body, in your home, this is definitely a place you're going to want to go. This is their cleanser. I absolutely love it. It smells like wild orange and basil and melaleuca. The toner comes next for those of you. I didn't know how to use all 4 of these when I used to be a Clinique user for a long time, decades. And I should say Clinique, because I think it's so common. I thought Clinique was the only thing that I could use on my skin because I had tried so many natural options that I would buy at the, Whole Foods or my local co-op, something natural for my skin, and I would always break out. I always broke out, always had a reaction. And so I thought, oh, I always have to use Clinique. Well, then I realized, a little more digging, how truly harmful Clinique is. And so I switched over to Virage, and I haven't had any issues since. Again, it's one of those things, I think it's related to the toothpaste. No, let's see. A similar kind of situation of that. And now I can use the Essential Skincare line as well. So, okay, back to the toner. So we go to cleanser, and then we do the toner. The toner is kind of a messenger between the cleaning our faces and then what we're going to put on it to like absorb it. And then we go to the hydrating serum, which I love. I adore this serum so much. And then we go to the moisturizer on top, and that is the Virage system. And it's one of my favorite products that doTERRA offers. And if you haven't tried it, it's really worth it. Yeah, let me think if there's anything else I wanted to add into that. A lot of things are really great a lot of oils are really great for your skin. In fact, my daughter just yesterday was bored, and so she was making a face mask out of banana and honey, and then she was like, what oils should I put into it, what essential oils? And I was like, well, let's go look at our medicine cabinet, our oil cabinet, and there are so many. There are wonderful, beautiful oils that are really great for anti-aging, also for promoting collagen, for sunspots and protection and elasticity of the skin, all kinds of things. So really lean on, I've got this one on my desk. I shouldn't forget this one. Right now, this month, you guys, in the month of June, if you place an order for 200 PV, you'll actually get their Immortelle absolutely free. And this wasn't part of this presentation tonight, but I do want to mention it. This is a roll-on, a beautiful, beautiful roll-on that is the anti-aging blend. You can apply it everywhere. You can even apply it to your hand. Sometimes I'll just kind of rub it everywhere I want to put it. And it's made of all the beautiful skin oils and so it's got frankincense and rose and lavender and there's sandalwood in here and myrrh, helichrysum. So this is neat. We've talked about in some of the previous classes about touch rollers, how they're pre-diluted. This one is not diluted. So this is all neat oils. So it's a very expensive bottle of oil right here. That's why you get it free with a 200 PV order this month. And one of my best recommendations is taking another roller bottle that you have, an empty one, taking half of this, putting it into another roller bottle, and then topping it off with fractionated coconut oil. Then you have 2 Immortelles that are going to last you a lot longer. And I love to keep one in my car. So maybe my purse in the summer, especially when I know I'm getting a lot of skin damage. So yeah, anyway, I guess I'll stop there because I love these skincare products. I'm a big fan of them.
I love that tip. I never thought about making 2. You just blew my mind.
Oh, good. Yeah, right?
That is awesome. Well, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I use that along with the hydrating serum on I have varicose veins in my right leg and they're so painful. And that's those are the 2 things that I use on them every night. So lots of great uses.
Those are heavy oils.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go through just a few household products and then we are going to go ahead and take some questions so you can have those ready. So the most used doTERRA product in my home is the doTERRA On Guard Cleaning Concentrate. So if you are on this call and you use this product, I'm wondering if anybody would be willing to unmute themselves and just give a really quick testimony about how much you love this product. I'm wondering if there's anybody out there that's currently using this.
Hi, I'm Monica. I'm happy to talk about it.
Hey, Monica, thank you.
So I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm a friend of Barbie and Tia. Shout out to them. I absolutely love the concentrate. I put it in a spray bottle and I mix about half water, half white vinegar, and then whatever the bottle says of either a squirt, pretty much, or however many tablespoons, whatnot. And I started using it in my kitchen, and food stains on the stove that used to take, putting my soapy dish rag and letting it soak for a while so that I could scrape it off. I spray down the counter, I go back and I wipe the stove, clean as a whistle, I wipe the counters. I now use it all over the house. I've slowly gotten rid of all of my other general purpose cleaning. It's fabulous to go camping with because, again, you can use it, maybe should, but I use it as, body wash and washing the soap, and I wash my dog, and, just kind of all around. If you say, well, I can't use the natural because I really love my Dawn dish soap because of the grease, this gets grease out better than anything I know. So that's my 2 cents ad.
Awesome. That was definitely worth more than 2 cents. I think you probably use it in more ways than I use it. And I'm like a fanatic. So here's my spray. I make my spray with it, and people actually say that this can last like sometimes up to a year, like one bottle of this, you guys. And it's like $14, I think, $14, $12, something around there. So it goes a really, really long ways. And I use it for everything too. But Monica, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm
currently scrubbing down shelves that used to be in a Shopko store for employees. And there is, I don't know, absolutely disgusting snacks and dirt and grease and soda pop, I imagine, that has exploded. And I'm using cold water, and the doTERRA concentrate, and it is wiping off.
Awesome.
I'm not even really scrubbing. So
awesome.
This is pretty amazing stuff.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. So I just want to say that for me, it felt, when I was using my old products, like it felt really counterintuitive to like go and bleach my tub or my toilet, and then we would go sit on it, or we would bleach the tub and then we would put kids in it, right? Dangerous stuff. We don't want that in our skin and in our mouths and in our body. And so just like Monica said, the On Guard concentrate is really easy to use. You can add like a squirt to it, to your toilet, and just use your regular toilet brush to scrub it out. As you can see, I make a spray bottle, and this actually is just water and the On Guard concentrate. That's it. I do it super simple, and I use this to wipe down everything, the toilets, the toilet seats, the counters, the cabinets. I use it as a replacement for Pledge. So it's just one of those super easy products to replace, and it lasts forever. So yeah. I think Monica kind of like took it away from me. So go ahead, Emily, you can talk about the next product.
Yeah, Monica, thank you so much for adding that. I should also say I use it as a produce cleaner. So right now is strawberry season. I'm washing my strawberries with it. I can either spray them down in a colander and kind of wash them gently that way, or soak them in the sink with a little drop of the concentrate in them. Yeah, we use it for everything as well. Okay, so let's go to one of my favorite products, but as I'm guessing you can probably tell they kind of all are. I love the On Guard foaming hand wash. So I don't know about you guys, but I am washing my hands more than ever right now. And so are my kids if we go anywhere, which we don't go many places these days. But anytime we're outside, anytime we're in an area where there are other people, it's like, come in, wash your hands, come in, wash your hands. We wash our hands so many times a day. And I know that it's really important to me for our family to avoid the mainstream soaps and even hand sanitizers that are out on the market. They are very toxic. They are very harmful to our skin, our natural protective barrier. So just this last week, my kids had a dentist appointment and we walked in and they had the Purell sitting there, and of course they checked their temperature and then they had the Purell and they were going to have my kids clean their hands with Purell, and I stopped them because I honestly don't want my children or myself putting Purell on our hands. It's very harmful to our endocrine system, our reproductive system. It is just, it's a doozy. And one of the things that doTERRA has committed to is that they will never include in their soaps and sanitizers an antibacterial agent called triclosan. Triclosan was actually regulated by the FDA in 2015 to be removed from all products. You may have seen a few years ago when Vermont actually stood up and was like, we're not putting antibacterials. We're showing that they're more harmful than doing any good to us, and so we're not going to keep selling them. And so, but unfortunately, companies are still putting it in their products. This antibacterial synthetic, that's so harmful. So you really have to read your label to understand what you're using, because this is something that you're teaching your kids also from an early age. And I don't know about you, but I used to buy the hand sanitizers that had the little carabiner on the end, and I would hook them onto my bag, and they smelled like green apple or, whatever they smelled like. Those are not doing you any favors. So they're not only, harmful, but they're actually your natural protective barrier that exists, that oily kind of barrier that exists on our skin to protect us. It's killing that. And so we are losing our natural ability to fight off and ward off the germs that we're trying to fight off, right? So we're actually kind of kicking ourselves in our own foot, so to speak. So also now we're finding that that what are called superbugs, because of the obsession in our country with using antibacterial hand soaps and hand sanitizers, that these viruses and bugs are turning into superbugs that these antibacterial agents aren't killing and aren't able to kill anyway. But what they're doing is actually harming our gut and our natural immune system and our body's own intelligence, if that makes sense. So our immune systems are made up of good bacteria, it's made up of viruses, and it's designed to be able to stay healthy in the presence of all of these things that we come into contact with. But when we beat it down constantly with these antibacterial agents, we're not able to do that. And that's one of the reasons we're seeing so many people get so much sicker. So this is one of those things that really went deep with me fast, and I got rid of all those hand sanitizers. And I have never looked back. And the reason I want to emphasize this is because, we're one of the few families, out there that really are very dedicated to toxin-free living. Not everybody is, and I get that. And we're all on a different journey with this, and and we all kind of, some of us make concessions here, and some of us do it here, and we're just all doing our best. So there's no shame in any of it. But what I will say is that my family, without a doubt, hands down, my two little kids, who are now 11 and 13, they are always the kids that are in school when we're in school. They never miss school. They don't get sick. We are protecting our bodies naturally and supporting our natural immune functions so that we are able to ward off these, and we are not inundated with all the chemicals that are really kind of tearing us down. So if you do have any fears alongside moving to these natural products, I just want to stand here myself and assure you that you will end up being healthier for it. So please don't fear. Please make the change.
Okay, so for those of you that are familiar and those of you that are new, every class we give out a code word, and we want you to type in this code word into the form we send you at the end of class. So tonight's code word is summertime. So everyone jot that down if you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. Okay, awesome. Okay, so household products. And this one specifically is a really, really easy switch, but it's really hard because it's like that nostalgia, okay? So candles are really all about the atmosphere, the mood. They make your house smell clean, right? Or, you know, and there's all different scents like fresh rain or, you know, apple pie, like Emily mentioned. And they're warming and they're sexy. So you put them by the bathtub, right, when it's time to relax. But here's the thing. I'm so grateful that we have an alternative, because I used to be a huge candle lover, and I hope Emily doesn't mind me sharing this story about her, because I know she was a huge candle lover. Actually, when I first met her, when I moved to Portland, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the brand Pacifica. They're big on the West Coast, but they make makeup and hair products and lotions, and they are really, really well known for their candles, okay? So Emily used to go to they would have a warehouse sale every year, because I remember Emily being like, Christy, come to the warehouse sale, come to the warehouse sale. And people go and they just like load up on candles because it's a huge sale. So you'd like come home with 20 or 30 and you'd have them for the whole year, all different shapes and sizes, and you'd buy them for gifts, right? You'd buy them for every occasion. Well, once you move into toxic-free living, you just realize that how harmful chemicals truly are. And that's when you ditch the candles and you start using a diffuser, okay? So I have diffusers in every room of my home. I did not buy these collectively all at once, but I've bought them throughout my time with doTERRA. Bathroom, living room, bedrooms, common spaces. And it's such a win-win, because when you use a diffuser, you already know that your oils are 100% pure and safe and effective, right? But they're antiviral, they're antibacterial, they're antispasmodic. They can be a sedative for calming down, right? They have the calming properties. And honestly, you guys, what's better than that? Like, I get it, candles, they may initially have a great fragrance to them, but guys, it's toxic, right? So moving towards using your oils, which help your body so much and which you already trust and love, and that's why you're here. Like, let's start thinking about ditching those candles and getting more diffusers, which brings me to just make sure you finish this series, right? So at the end of this series, once you've attended all 8 classes, you will get a new diffuser and an oil. So just keep coming. We're going to be able to add another diffuser to your home, especially if this is something that you really want for yourself and your family. And Emily, do you want to share this quick story about this diffuser blend?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did just, this has been a really disorienting week for a lot of us, 2 weeks now, with everything that's going on in the world and our country. And I saw a friend posted a diffuser blend this morning called Warm Embrace. And it was a couple drops of bergamot, a couple drops forgive, a couple drops console. And I was like, I really need that today. And so I put them in my diffuser, and honestly, I just let that kind of wash over me and give me a little hug. And it was such a gift. It was such a really nice thing to be able to do for myself. And that was actually when I was working in the kitchen this morning, but I even have another blend in my, I have no idea what's going on the screen. I have no idea where those read, because I'm not touching anything. So it was a really beautiful gift to be able to support myself in that way. Yeah, I'm a big fan of diffusing. Oh, it's still there. I don't know how that happened. Somebody magical did something.
It looks like some kids got a hold of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a scribble. We'll just go with it. You know, technology. Okay, so this is the last one actually, you guys, and I know we're real close to our hour mark. So I want to go quick, but this is a really easy swap because you can just switch it out. Your laundry detergent that we mentioned earlier that has a lot of toxic chemicals in it, a lot of things you probably can't pronounce. And if you can't pronounce them, you got to avoid them. But here's the thing with the On Guard laundry detergent, it's a concentrate also. So you only need a little bit. And the cool thing is they've actually reformulated this a couple times, and I think they've nailed it now because it's hard to get a really great laundry detergent without all of the heavy surfactants in it, yet it's still really effective and it still smells really good. So if you dare, feel free to Google some of the ingredients that are in your common liquid detergent or your laundry detergent. You're going to find lots of scary stuff and honest carcinogens, things that are going to be very harmful for your body and your family down the line. And remember, these things don't just happen overnight. They happen slowly over time. And as we wash our clothes in these chemicals, we're wearing the clothes all day. They are absorbing into our bloodstream and into our body. They clog up our bodies. They clog up our cell receptor sites that cause our cells to be able to move around and be healthy. So my best recommendation is to do a quick swap on this. It's very simple and easy, and I don't have dryer sheets on here, but do a quick swap away from your dryer sheets as well. We talked about that in the first class about how dryer sheets are possibly the most toxic product we have in our homes. Wool dryer balls. I like 6 to 8 of them in my dryer cycle, and a couple drops of oil on each, or maybe just half of them. It's really, that's all you need. It's truly all you need. Okay, yeah, Christy, your turn.
Okay, so make the swap, tips for success. So this is really, really simple. So the first thing that we recommend is just start reading your labels. Start paying attention to the products that are currently in your home. What are you using? Do you know what's in your products? You know, start doing some research, start Googling. And I will say this too, if you notice an ingredient on a doTERRA product that you are unsure about, or you have maybe heard is not a good thing, I really, really encourage you to call doTERRA directly, okay? They have all of this information right at their fingertips, and they will explain exactly what is in the product and why it's there. So none of this is hidden from you guys. They are very open with their consumers, and they want to empower you, and they acknowledge that you want to know what's in your product. So keep that in mind as you start doing research. Also, just make the swaps whenever it's easiest for you. So small baby steps, and just keep the intention that little by little, you're going to start removing the toxic products and replacing them with clean options that are so much better for you and your family. So for example, I have been on this green living non-toxic journey for a while. And just this week, I'm really focused on how I'm gonna start replacing my dishwasher detergent. So some of you may have seen my post in the Get Healthy, Get Happy page. It takes time, and that's okay. And the beautiful thing, you guys, is that you have all of these products where doTERRA has already done all of the work and all of the research for you. So if you are someone that doesn't love to DIY, which actually is me, if I can buy a product that's pre-made and ready to go, that's great for my family, that's just what I prefer. So yeah, I love this class. I'm really passionate about it, and I really hope that you guys have learned a few new things. Maybe we've just sparked, some interest, or maybe now you're going to start thinking about what's in your current products and maybe what you can do a little bit better. So with that, Emily, we will.
Perfect. Okay, so here are just a few items that I order regularly, but not every month, right? We've talked about LRP, and I just thought I'd go over what maybe a monthly order or spread over a couple of months is going to look like. And then we're going to open it up to questions, because I can see that we've had a lot chatting, but I can't see what the questions are. So we want to make sure we address everything. So now keep in mind, I don't order these every single month. I don't need to restock my barrage every single month. But the cool thing is the prices, I'll just go through them real quick. The Salon Essentials shampoo and conditioner, for that set, and it is comparable to what you're going to buy in a high-end salon, they're $28. That's an amazing, I think that's an amazing price. The cleaner concentrate, which will clean your house for an entire year, which Christy said, is $14.50. The On Guard toothpaste is like $8.50. And I didn't put it on here, but do not forget the mouthwash. You guys will love the mouthwash. Your husbands will too. Your partners will too. The hand sanitizer is $6.50. That needs to just go with you everywhere. The 4-piece Barrage skincare set is $84.50. That is, I think, an amazing deal for a set of 4. That's about $20 a piece, and you really can't find that anywhere for natural products. And the Purify is $20, and I included that. So if you're not familiar with Purify, it's very similar to On Guard in the way that it cleans and purifies, but it smells completely different. It smells kind of like citronella. It's definitely more herbal. I love it in my laundry. If I've got real stinky, mostly boy clothes, which happens a lot in my house, I love a couple drops in the laundry, and I love it on our dryer balls as well. So to run through the dryer cycle. It's also great in the diffuser if I'm cooking fish or something really aromatic and pungent, or like a really stinky bathroom. You know what happens to get a stinky bathroom, or maybe like a moldy, damp, moist basement. Run that in your diffuser. It's going to clean and cleanse all of those aromatics out of there. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you a snapshot of some of these items that you might want to consider putting onto that loyalty rewards program. And I know we've talked about that quite a bit, but feel free for anybody that has remaining questions about LRP and how that works. Those are certainly questions we can answer as well, too. So before we move on to how to use oils and share oils, I'd love to open it up to any questions. You are welcome to unmute yourself, or we can go through the chat and pick up anything that's gotten missed. Does anybody have a question that they want to unmute their line for?
So, Megan, are you able to unmute yourself? I see that you asked if we have a list of ingredients we should stay away from. So
yeah.
You had asked, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't open up I think you had a PDF on there. I didn't open that up yet, but just like as a transitional, like top 10 or something to start with.
Yeah, so I did post a link in there for the doTERRA skincare brochure.
Yeah, let me go through those top ones that I mentioned, and I can go through them slowly if that's helpful. Any artificial colors that you see, like you'll see red number 5, or yellow 40 or red 40. Anything that you see that is an artificial color in both your products as well as your food, possibly even more importantly your food, but we're not focusing on nutrition in this class. You want to avoid that. Red is a huge issue for toxicity and behavior, lots of different things for our health. DEA, which is that one that I will butcher, I can't pronounce it, but it's diethanolamine, maybe, diethanolamine. Formaldehyde, parabens, big one. Phthalates is another big one, and phthalates start with a P, just so you know, it's PTHALATES. Sodium lauryl sulfate is basically in almost all of our cleaners and also our toothpaste, It's the foaming action, the SLS, the sodium lauryl sulfate. Really avoid that one, and you'll see it a lot, to be honest with you. Triethanolamine is another one to avoid. Oh, and SLES, which is sodium. So there's sodium lauryl sulfate and there's sodium laureth sulfate. Both are ones you want to make sure to avoid. Anything else? If Cass is still on the line, she is really a queen of ingredients and DIY and knowing what to avoid. So Cass, if you're still here, you can unmute yourself or type in the chat. Up to you what you
I'm in this like master organic skincare course right now, and we're learning a lot about ingredients, and my mind has been kind of blown. Basically, cocoa glucosade, I think is how you say it. We are conditioned that we need things that foam. It actually has zero action in any product. It is for your peace of mind. It's because people think we need things to foam. And that one is eco-certified. So if you see that as an ingredient, that's actually a really good one. There's only about 4 or 5 that are eco-certified right now, but there is a lot of bad ones out there. As far as that goes, so it really can wreak havoc on your skin because you have a really thin outer layer on your skin. And when that gets disturbed, depending on your age, it could take 30, 60, or 90 days for your cells to even consider before they're going to regenerate. And so you do have to be really careful.
Will you repeat the name of the one that is eco-certified and safe? Because I think you're saying that the sodium lauryl sulfate is the foaming action to totally avoid.
It's called a surfactant. So anything that makes something foam is a surfactant. And so there's tons and tons of ones that have been out on the market forever that are awful. And basically, not to complicate this, but that name is called an INCI name, which is if you were to buy it. So if you actually type in SLSINCI in Google, you'll see the composition of what it is. It's anywhere from 4 to 6 different ingredients. And those are actually the more toxic chemicals. Do you know what I mean? That makes up the percentage of it. So yeah, it's just really important to keep that out of anything. There's so many good alternatives now. There's so much research and new things are coming on the market all the time. We just don't need to be using cheap, old, synthetic ingredients for things. Our DNA accepts DNA. We like our skin, our bodies, we like live DNA. It knows what to do with it. Sure, we have homeostasis and our body is going to figure out how to do it, but what is your body bypassing, working on in order to figure out what to do with that synthetic chemical is really where I come from on it.
Awesome. Just so you guys know, Cass is a skincare expert and she will be teaching our skincare class, right, Cass?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So we're going to learn a lot from you in that class. And I think that's in a couple of weeks. So we'll make sure that we get that posted everywhere and to everyone when that comes up. So cool. Thank you. Any other questions that are coming up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Monica, again from Madison, with certainly the emphasis on guard for toxic-free living, do we have any idea of when we're actually going to be able to order the On Guard products? Because I've been out of my On Guard concentrate and hand wash for about 2 months now. And it just constantly says that, you can't get it.
Monica, do you have a loyalty rewards order, an LRP?
Yes.
You should. I thought you can order, and you said you're the cleaner concentrate and the hand wash?
Yeah. The last month when I put in my order, it was like everything was, you could buy the toothpaste, but the hand wash, the concentrate, Even the oil said that, due to COVID and the high ordering, you couldn't get it.
Well, I can tell you I just got this. This is my box sitting right here from my order this month. So it's back, at least the foaming hand wash. And if somebody has a good update on when everything else on guard is available, you guys can chime in or put it in the chat. But one thing I will say is that they did announce to us a week or two ago, so possibly after your last order, that they are good on the supply of On Guard. They're totally good on it. It's actually that the other manufacturers that provide the bottling or the labeling, they're having COVID-related manufacturing issues. So that's good. It was reassuring to me to know that, like, it's okay, it's good, they have it. It's not like they're out of it, but it's more of like the bottling issue or something. Christy, did you have anything to add?
Well, I was just saying, I just opened my wellness box today and I did get a bottle of concentrate. I did get mouthwash. So those two, and I'm reading in the comments and it looks like Barbie got On Guard mouthwash, Shelly got concentrate, Kat, yeah. So I think some of us are getting it. So Monica, I would check back in with your account and see if it lets you add it now.
Maybe I just need to order at the beginning of the month instead of the end of the month. Because by the time I tend to order, it sounds like everything's gone. So maybe I'll put in a special order for the On Guard now. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say too, Monica, if you ever feel like, you want to know right away, to call customer service, right? Because they're usually really on top of that stuff. So sometimes they know ahead of even what we know. So just an FYI on that for anybody on the call. I love our customer service team.
I do too. Also, the Get Healthy, Get Happy page. There are usually people on there that, you can always ask a question, and we can always, even if we don't know the answer, like right now I'm on a live call, so I can't quite go and look up the information, but if you post it in that Get Healthy, Get Happy page, we'll definitely find the answer for you and get it to you. Yeah. Sorry, that's been an issue. I know it's been an issue for a couple of months, kind of going in and out, but I'm hoping, I think that it should be smooth going forward. We also talked about the turmeric capsules last week, and those are such a popular item. Those are back now, but it's a one per order. So if you guys were interested in the turmeric, I'm a big fan of those dual chamber capsules. Those should be available now as well. So any other questions about this particular class and this content?
I added the form early tonight because I was adding it a little bit late before in our other classes. So the attendance form, I just posted it in the chat for everyone to take a moment to fill out. So thank you for that.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're getting a lot of questions about this thing that we've mentioned in a couple of the classes about using oils, sharing oils, teaching others. So we wanted to talk for a quick moment about how to get your oils paid for. So if this is of no interest to you, feel free to hop on off. We won't be offended because we are here to support our customers. But if you're interested in hearing a short conversation about this, we want to go through it real quickly. So we wanted to talk real quick about how to get your oils paid for. So if you're doing your loyalty rewards order and you're noticing that you're starting to talk to others about what you're using, and one of my favorite things, you guys, is actually my job. It's like one of my top 5 favorite things in my life. I love waking up and going to work. I dearly love hopping on and being here with you guys and this community. And it's not only teaching people about health and empowering people in their own health, and to be really radical in their own health and have complete ownership of their health. And all of you are here because you're taking really great strides in your own health and you're taking that seriously. And we know that there's no more important time to do this than right now. It is true. I don't know that I've seen a more important time to really get your health in line. So just using the oils has been really life-changing for me and my family, without a doubt. I will say that my husband wasn't a big believer in the beginning, but he knows what to pull for what, and my kids do. So it's been really life-changing for our whole family. But the other thing is that if you're like me and you want to help the other people around you that you love, that has been life-changing just as well. And there's nothing better than empowering my mom. She has a whole box of oils that she knows what to use. And if she's got plantar fasciitis, maybe she'll text me and ask what she can use. Or for her high blood pressure, she'll text and say, what oils did you say to put in a capsule? But to be able to teach people how to become more empowered in their health and more reliant on themselves, it's really the most gratifying work that I can think of. So if you're interested in that, and we're thinking globally here too, right? Being healthy is one of the most empowering things we can do. It's one of the greatest assets we can ever have. Your health is your first wealth, as they say. And living a toxin-free life is one of the most important things that we can teach people. So when that becomes your conviction, you can't help but share it.
Okay, so yeah, do you want to take it, Emily, or you want me to?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so if you ever thought, I cannot do doTERRA as a business, like I can't do that, believe it or not, you actually can. Honestly, I mean, if you have enough conviction in your life that you are completely committed to you and your family's health, and you want to empower people in the same way, let me tell you, you can totally do this business. So I'm not gonna sit here for too long, and this is our only slide about it, but I want to show you like exactly what we do, literally what Emily and I do. We have a few other amazing business leaders on this call, and this is what we do. So we give someone a sample of a free oil, an oil that we currently already have, right? So we give them a free oil of something that might benefit their health, okay? So you guys know, most of you know, I'm not a doctor, okay? I have a degree in social work. And what's really amazing is regardless of your background, you have an amazing set of gifts that can help you succeed in this business. And so what we do is we don't go out in the world and say, you guys, this oil is going to cure your cancer, okay? We don't try to cure things like lupus, okay? What I'm doing is I'm noticing that, you know, I might look out my window and I might notice that my neighbor is mowing her lawn and she's sneezing over and over again. I feel like we're seeing this right now. And like, oh, you know what? Maybe she would benefit from a sample of like lavender or lemon, right? Something we would use for allergy season, okay? So it's not rocket science. It's just being friendly, being concerned, and just genuinely wanting to help someone in need. And so what we do is we take a sample, we take just a few drops of an oil, and we say, hey, just take this, see if it helps you, and we share it with them. And then if they have a great experience and they love it, or maybe they want to try another sample, and then we can help them use that. And then we teach them, so if most of you have been to an essential oil basics class, so we just teach them the 3 cool things about essential oils. And we're going to get to those in a minute. We do offer those basic classes, 2 to 3 of them every week. So we tell them the cool things that are, the 3 cool things about them, which is they're safe, they're effective, and they're affordable. So those are the main things we want them to understand, so they understand why they would try doTERRA instead of their ibuprofen, why they would try On Guard Cleaner Concentrate instead of their cleaner they bought at the store. And then we share with them the 3 ways to use them: the aromatic, topical, or internal. So basics, right? All the same things we know. So we teach them how to use them. And it's very systematic. It's very streamlined. It's exactly what I do every time I introduce someone with oils. So we show them the kits. And I'm assuming some of you signed up with the kit. They get to pick whatever they want. They get to customize it for it to meet their needs. It ships directly from doTERRA. And then the perk, right, is that we do get to earn money from that. And then they get to start digging more deeply of what they love. They can come to these continuing education classes with us. And the beautiful thing is that you are with them the whole way. Okay, so just like we're doing here tonight, the person that, sorry, my dog is being super loud. Is that loud? Can you hear her? Okay. She's in her beanbag chair. And so really the end goal, right, is we just want to help these people, our neighbors, our friends, our family, become empowered in their life and their health just as we have. So it is not as hard as maybe you're thinking it is. And that's really the goal for sharing with you tonight, just so you understand that it's not complicated, it's not rocket science, and it's probably a lot simpler than you think. And we have a beautiful, amazing community, which you are just maybe starting to experience. So this is it, you guys. We're happy you stuck around to listen in, and I think Emily has just a few more things to share.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so when you share doTERRA products, you bring hope and wellness to the people you love, your community, and ultimately the world. So selling doTERRA is about service. It's really less about sales, more about service. One drop at a time and one person at a time, we are serving the world with wellness solutions. And I know, especially for me, this is my way of offering healing and support to the world, which I think we are desperately in need of at this time. So it's something I'm really deeply proud of. And we're here for you if you have any questions at all. So a couple things that are coming up. We do have a chock full schedule of June classes, just like the Simple Solutions basic classes, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern. And then again at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern, we do oil basics classes. And then we have a couple Saturday classes on the schedule as well. And then I think we forgot to add the slide for the next week's class. Christy, do you know what that is offhand? I don't know either. So we'll just make sure that you guys all get it. And yeah, before we head off, does anybody have any questions at all? We covered a lot tonight. You guys feel good about it? Dar, are you trying to unmute yourself? Oh. No? Oh, okay. All right. Well, then you guys go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We are going to look forward to seeing you again next Sunday at the same time, the same link on a different class, but it's going to be a good one. So don't worry. All right.
Bye, guys.